Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good morning. How are you? I hope you that are okay. In this opportunity, I'd like to present about uh, economics. Economics is a social science that studies human activities related to the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. And I will explain 4 points of the economics, and the first is about the definition of the economy, and second is about economics principles. The third is about economics motives, and the last is about economics activity. Actually, what is economics? Understanding economics is a social science that studies human activities related to production, distribution, and consumption activities of the goods and services. There is also a mention that the definition of the economy is all that relates to the efforts and human resources in meeting the needs of their lives to achieve a level of prosperity. The term economy come from the Greek, namely oikos, which means family or household, and nomos, which means regulation. So the meaning of economics is literally a household management or household rules. So what are the motives in economics? What is meant by economics motive is a person's reason for carrying out economic activity. And the following are some of the motives in economics in general. The motive for fulfilling daily needs. This motive is generally carried out by consumers, for example, buying basic human needs, rice and side dishes. And profit motive. This profit is carried out by the seller. For example, selling basic human needs for profit. Reward motive, motives gain power, and social motive for help. In economics, there are several underlying principles referring to the economy understanding above. The following are the economics principles. The first, production principle. The understanding of the principle or production in economics is that the economy has a role in the procurement of product, both goods and service. The production process requires cost and effort in the implementation. Production activity will create job and products. Certain in will create job and product certain products. The second, The secondly, distribution principle. Understanding the principle of distribution in economics in the activity of distribution or distribution of product to customer. Uh, this distribution activity must be carried out with good timing so that the distribution product arrive at the sales location on time. For example, delivery of fruit and vegetables from farmers to sellers in the market. The distribution process is carried out in the early morning so that the quality of fruits and vegetables remains good when consumers buy them. And thirdly, consumption principles. Understanding the principles of consumption in economics is an activity of using a product by humans to meet their needs. For example, a homeowner buys a roof to replace the damaged part of his house. The goal is the roof of the house doesn't leak when it rises and feels comfortable. Broadly speaking, human economy activity are production, distribution, and consumption activity. The following is a brief description of this activity. The first, production activity. The essence of production activity is made a production product, both good and service. The perpetrators of this production activity are entrepreneurs in various industries. Okay, so agribusinessmen, entrepreneurs, furniture entrepreneurs, consultants, and others. Goods or service created from production activity will be distributed to consumers to meet their needs. So the production activity carried out by producers are to meet the needs of consumers. And secondly, distribution activity. The essence of distribution activity is to distribute product, goods or service from one location to the closest location, the customer. The distribution process is very crucial in economics activity because it can develop harmony between the needs and availability of products needed by consumer. The distribution process is not a single activity, but a combination of various activity. This distribution activity include the activity of transporting goods, packaging, storing, standardizing the quality of goods, and others. In other words, this distribution activity has many interrelated activity, and the end goal is the distribution of goods needed by consumer can arrive at the right time and goods in good condition. And thirdly, consumption activity. The essence of consumption activity is the activity of using or using product, goods or services to meet consumer needs. Example for consumption activity include buying food and ingredients to be processed into food, buy clothes and pants for everyday wear, the use of electric power to power electronic goods. This brief explanation of the meaning of economics, principles, motives, and general economy activity. The conclusion from the notion of economics is the study of human behavior and society, how to make choosing using money or not, and in acknowledging limited resources to meet unlimited needs are achieved purposely in life. Okay, next, if you have any question, you may ask now. No? Yes? No? No? Okay. Let's end today's presentation with this quotes from Claude Bahasa that says, take a greater risk than other thing is safe. Pay more attention to what other people think is wise. Dream more than others think is reasonable. Okay, and that brings to the end. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Bye.